guys, what's going on? Kyle here with the Car Guys, bringing you a brand new video. It's not even long overdue. I think, first and foremost, as you guys see in the title, I don't think it's a contest. As every single YouTuber, person who tries to get content out, they try to make it a contest to see who can make the video first. And I'm not all about that. I don't think that's the right way to approach something like this that, you know, contradicts everything that goes, like, that sets the way that we play the game. I think that somebody should sit down and kind of talk about what's going on with the format, what, you know, to come and everything. Right after Toronto and Rimini, which are both happening this weekend, the format's going to change. Obviously, this, I believe it's Monday when it's going to be announced to be changed and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it here, and it's what I'm gonna do here. Instead of going for, like, you know, banned, limited, semi-limited, now off the ban list, things along those lines, I'm going to talk about first the pretty much irrelevant cards, and then I'm going to talk about different archetypes and different types of reasons they might have hit a card or so. So first and foremost, we're going to go ahead and get to, I guess, the irrelevant cards and the cards that didn't make really much sense to me. Banned is Kaiser Coliseum. Now, I'm not really sure. I think maybe the only reason they banned this card was for the sole reason of the ruling with the Monarch Stormforth. If you guys don't know that ruling, most of you should know that ruling by now, that if they have a monster and whatnot, you know, yada yada. It's a pretty stupid ruling. But I think that's probably the main reason they banned that card. I don't think this is the only card they should have banned. I think they should have banned or put, you know, anti-spell fragments to one. That's one card that I think is very unhealthy for the game. But at the same time, I think I kind of see where they're going at with the rest of this list, and I'll go ahead and get into that in just a moment. Iffy cards to me is Pendulum Call. That actually got limited to one. I guess I can kind of see it. Pendulum Call back when, like, Magicians, Pepe Magicians was a thing, the very beginning of, like, the whole Pepe, you know, era. The card was crazy, and I mean, there's really nothing much to say about it. Then semi-limited, I think Maxie going to 2 really didn't matter all too much. I think that was just a useless thing to hit. Then we have Thunder King Ryo to 2. That's kind of cool. I think Ryo's awesome. I've always loved the card. So we're looking at probably, like, you can technically play Fire Fist again, +1 Fire Fist. So hey, why not, right? You got Strikes, Warning, and, you know, a whole arsenal of different stuff in the meta now. You could definitely play Fire Fist. Then we have Wind Up Magician going to 2. I think it's kind of cool as well. You can still do magician or wind up stuff. There's actually going to be a wind up video coming later on the channel, so definitely look out for that. It's going to be pretty cool. Zulkin wind ups actually, but Magician's kind of cool. Come off the 2, really doesn't change anything. As you can see, most of the time when they bring cards off the ban list, they really don't have an impact on anything. Then 3 unlimited cards we're going to talk about. Thousand Eyes Restrict. Obviously didn't see any play. Some people played it with Instant Fusion just to take a monster, whatever. Then we have Allure of Darkness and Gold Sark. I'm going to get back to these in just a moment. Another banned card, we're actually going to talk about Pendulums first. Pendulums, I think, first and foremost, before we get into any rest of this video, I think Konami realized they fucked up with Pendulums. As you guys can tell, Anti-Spell didn't even get touched. Anti-Spell completely destroys the deck. Most players, other than Pendulum players, you know, obviously believe that it's a stupid, broken mechanic, and Konami thinks they, you know, royally fucked up with. And I completely agree. I think a lot of other players will agree with that as well. So we have Monkey Board being banned. I think other than, you know, like Joker per se. This is one card I really could see getting banned. It just created like a one card scale to go into a big play. I think it was needed. Kieran obviously is another card that we think of as an auto-win card. It had so many good, you know, applications to where it beat so many different decks. It was very good. It was good against a mirror match. It was good against, obviously, BA, so whatever. Now, with that out of the way, I think Pendulums shouldn't be a deck. I think they're making everybody stray away from Pendulums. They're trying to do whatever they can to make the game not be Pendulum based anymore. And I agree. And I think Konami is on the right track of doing what they can with that. Now, let's go ahead and get into, Lord have mercy, Monarchs. I'm so happy with this. In our previous videos, everybody's been telling myself and been telling Blair were stupid and all this other stuff. Why are you so salty that, you know, Monarchs are beating your ass, this, that, and the other? Well, I mean, the deck was honestly, even though BA, you saw it most representative, I think Monarchs had the high ceiling. They were one of the best decks. And, you know, Stormforth Erebus was a huge problem. But I don't think Erebus was more of the problem than it was with, like, Aether, whatever you want to call it. So, looking at the limited cards that they completely just wiped out Monarch, is Aether, the Heavenly Monarch, obviously the one, hurts the deck a lot, the consistency of the deck, Pantheism, and Stormforth. All three of these cards you heard come from my mouth that I think might go to 1 or 2. And I think this is probably the best way to do it. I don't think Monarchs need to be a deck. And I'm glad to see them do what they did here. They did 2 really key things to Cosmos that really hurt the deck, but they also did really 2 big key things to also help the deck out. So I can kind of see where they're going along with the whole theme of this ban list here. Dark Destroyer went to 1 and Emergency Teleport went to 1. As you guys know, myself and Blair have been playing Cosmos pretty much the entire time they've been out. Blair is very wide known for being, you know, obviously one of the best combo Cosmo players out there right now. And he even messaged me right as his ban list came out and said, I have the goo, I know what's going on, it's okay. And E-Telly is another card that really doesn't, it helps the deck, don't get me wrong. He even said it himself, it helps awkward hands, but I don't think it was a card very much needed in the deck as other cards are. So E-Telly, I guess it's okay. I mean, it's a fair trade-off, whatever. But Dark Destroyer really does hurt a lot. Now let's go back down to the Unlimited real quick. This is what I was talking about, going back into the Unlimited. We have Allure of Darkness and Gold Sarcophagus. These 2 cards are going to be used in combo Cosmos now. With, you know, seeing Pot of Desires and everything, we might end up taking those cards out. We might end up playing like Allure of Darkness and Gold Sarks. Reason being, you can still get to your combo. You have 3 Gold Sarks in your deck now, so if you draw 1 and then, you know, your two spells, you might be able to get back into the game and start your combo off and actually do something. So pretty much at this point, you're going to be, you know, maxing out your spells. You're going to be, you know, gold sarking for your Dark Destroyer, making sure your Dark Destroyer is in the game. Once you have access to your Dark Destroyer, then it's all free range from there. You can start making your plays and things along those lines. Now you're going to have to play a few more cards that are going to, you know, possibly help with the consistency of the deck, but the deck is obviously not going to be as powerful since Dark Destroyer is only at 1 now. Obviously, you know, you're not going to have that fear of that 1 Dark Destroyer being in hand when you make your play. But on the other hand, it needed to get hit to 1. You know, I completely agree. The Destroyer needed to go to 1. I didn't think Tin Can really needed to go to 1. Dark Destroyer was the main problem with the deck. That and Cosmotown, but I can see where they're talking about Cosmotown not even being a really big factor as Dark Destroyer is. So, yeah. And then the last deck we're going to talk about, obviously, is Burning Abyss. Now, I think Konami made a mistake with this. First off, limited is Sir, Beatrice. That is all. So, with that being said, Sir going to 1 I think is necessary. Being able to have 2 Seer, you can still loop Dante's Seer with that 1 Beatrice and make your play, but it's not going to be as powerful as late game as it is, you know, having 2 Seer and 3 Dante and 3 Beatrice and things along those lines. I see with this, BA still being one of the best decks, obviously. You know, obviously, like I said, Dante not getting hit at all worries me just a little. Reason being, I say that you have 2 TCG exclusive archetypes right now in the format by Burning Abyss and by Cosmo. I think if you do one with one deck, you got to kill the other in some way, shape, or form. I don't think Beatrice was the problem as much as Dante. Of course, I say that, but at the same time, you weren't really seeing, you know, BA being played as much until Beatrice actually came out too. I think Beatrice added a lot of utility to the deck, being able to float your Dantes, also getting added on effects by dumping cards in your opponent's turn and disrupting stuff just like Dark Destroyer would in Cosmos on your opponent's turn, being able to interrupt plays. Now, with that being said, what decks do I think are going to be some of the best decks this coming up format? If you guys haven't noticed, Blue Eyes won Worlds. You didn't see it get hit on the list, obviously, because the TCG is very new to the deck, and Konami wants to make their money off of the TCG. I think right now the best decks are, not in any order, going to be Burning Abyss, You're gonna see a lot of different variations of a lot of things. I think Burning Abyss is gonna be one. I think Cosmos is still gonna be a good deck. I think Blue Eyes, I think, might end up being the best deck. I don't know. We'll have to see how this format kind of comes out. I think other decks along the lines of stun decks may be a thing again. Demise decks will obviously be a thing. I mean, only time can tell. We have a month and a half until ABCs come out. We have, you know, DDDs coming out after that in like January. So, I mean, who knows what could happen with this specific list and everything. I'm looking forward to it. Best believe we're going to get duels of different stuff, deck profiles. We're going to do more in-depth things with this since the new format actually has released. Thank you very much, Konami, for actually, you know, giving us a list. We've been waiting for it forever. The only thing I think would make the ban list even better is putting Dante to 1. That's just me. I don't think Beatrice was the problem as Dante was. I think, like, you know, players only made 1 Beatrice a lot of the times, and that stuck, and that's what won them the game. So, I mean, Beatrice to 1 really doesn't matter as much as Dante being at 3. So, I think changing that, like those two, would have been fine. I think Sir needed to get hit to 1. I think that card's ridiculous, so whatever. But that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, I think Konami really just does not want the Pendulum mechanic to be alive in the game as much as it is now. I'm very glad for that. I think Pendulum's having a soul charge for 5 every single turn is crazy. But that's pretty much it for me, guys. I'm Kyle with the Car, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.